Today I'm going to get into exactly how fitness will change your life. Now, I've done this before, but I kind of want to give a little bit more detail this time because I don't think people realize that like being fit is like one of the rarest things. Like there's more millionaires than there are fit people. Like people become millionaires all the time. Like how many new ones were there this year? Like 600,000 or something crazy. There was not 600,000 new fit people this year in America. All right, probably the opposite. So being fit is literally a cheat code. It's literally one of the best ways to separate yourself because I promise to you, I've been going to gyms for years. I have been seeing the same thing for years, and because I'm consistent, I'm always going to have one of the better physiques at the gym. I'm not saying my physique is all that, but I'm always going to have one of the better physiques at the gyms I go to just because I'm consistent, not because my genetics are better, right? Not because I lift heavier, not because I spend hours in the gym. It's just because I'm consistent. That's all it is. All right, so my backstory. A lot of people don't know, but in high school, I was a nerd. I was getting bullied every single first period. I was getting roasted. I didn't have, I had these big ass glasses. I didn't have a phone. So I literally didn't know what was going on outside of class. I was pretty lame. All I did was read books, honestly. And I worked at the library to make it even worse. And the only time that I ever talked was when the teacher called on me to like make sure that the answer was right, right? That was one of those dudes. I was super skinny. Just imagine being 6'1" and 149, right? That was my senior year because I had gastritis. I was 180, and then I got gastritis and lost. What's 178 minus 149? I lost 39 pounds in 29. I lost 30 pounds literally in like 5 days because I had gastritis. So obviously it wasn't healthy weight loss. It was horrible. Horrible. All right, so this is me in high school. My high school experience was absolutely horrible. I was obviously not fit. I was skinny as shit. Nobody fucking cares when you're skinny. That's just the way it is. I'm not looking for like a pity party. I'm just letting you guys know because this video is called How Fitness Changed Your Life, right? Only time I got attention from girls is if they wanted to talk to my brother, they would pull up on me and kind of ask me like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then they would be like, "What's your brother's number?" You know what I mean? And I could even get a prom date. Obviously, no one wanted to go to prom with me. So I told my parents, I was like, "Yeah, I'm not really interested in prom. It's kind of lame. I'd rather just chill." No, I was definitely fucking lying. I couldn't get a fucking prom date. Let's be honest here. All right. So when I looked in the mirror, I remember I was like super strong in the gym, just because I was consistent. I've always been consistent in the gym. I've always been good at that. But I was super skinny because my nutrition was shit, obviously, because I had gastritis. And even before gastritis, I was eating shit. I was eating Doritos and shit. So yeah, and I read bodybuilding.com every single day. So I knew all the diets and all that shit. I just wasn't applying it. I might apply for a day, but I just didn't understand it. I would watch Physiques of Greatness, Pump Chasers, Christian Guzman all the time. And I knew a lot of information. I read a lot of articles, read a lot of studies for like everything, but I wasn't applying a lot of it, which is why I wasn't seeing the results. All right. So I finally, before I got into nursing school, I wrote down all my goals after talking to my brother and my sister, and because they made me set those goals, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm finally gonna, get my upper chest bigger. For me, it was upper chest. Like upper chest, I always wanted to get it bigger because I had like, I used to flat bench, so I had like some titties, and I was skinny. It was weird. I was like skinny with titties. So I always wanted upper chest. I always wanted my shoulder to look more like this. I wanted traps. So I wrote all that stuff down, and that year, I graduated nursing school. I was a top salesman in my gym by the end of the year. And it was a crazy year. And I finally got my chest. I got shoulders. My shoulders bigger. I put on a lot of muscle. People respected me more. People were like, dude, how'd you get that muscle? And that gave me like a confidence boost, mainly because I was able to do what I said I was going to do. Not just because of like the external validation. It was more of like the internal belief in myself that I gained because I was like, what the fuck? I actually did this. I actually gained muscle. Because it's kind of like here's our logic. We're usually like, okay, I look like this right now. Muscle doesn't just come out of nowhere. So how can I gain muscle? That's how we think, right? Because we think very fast paced, very instant gratification. But over time, I gained a little bit of muscle until by the end of the year, like I said, I was top salesman in my gym. I was, bulky, looking bulky in my gym clothes and shit. And a lot of people came up to me, asked me questions, which was crazy because just at the beginning of the year, literally at the beginning of the year, I was asking people for questions, and I was trying to train people, and they're like, "You don't look like you work out." And by the end of the same year, because I was so locked in and so focused, and I put in so much work, people were asking me for advice. All right, so my 12-year journey. I'm an old ass man. All right. Oh my gosh, 12 years, Jesus Christ. Anyways, over the years, I continue to pack on muscle, of course. Um, the good thing is I've inspired a lot of people. Obviously, your dating life is different. Obviously, people coming up up to you in the gym is very inspiring and awesome. Like starting conversations, like people will come up to me and ask for advice, especially after they see like my pump and stuff like that. They'll be like, "Hey, how do I get this? How do I get that?" So that's awesome because I've always wanted to be that person that like helps other people get into the best shape, right? And like I said, money comes and goes, right? But you can't take away a fit body. All right. Like that's earned through hard work and consistency over and over and over again. All right. And when you become fit, it changes the way you view yourself. You view yourself with a higher standard and you respect yourself more. But people view you with an extremely high standard and they respect you a lot more. Like people will literally treat you way different. But it's not like it's just because like it's hard to get a fit. Let's be honest. Yes, we see social media, but let's be honest. In reality, it's very hard to get a fit physique. So when people see you with the fit physique, they're like, I cannot believe this dude like is actually dedicated. Like this dude's actually consistent. Like this dude shows up to the gym, but he also shows up in the kitchen consistently. That's respect. That's discipline. And that level of discipline is extreme, right? It's extreme. Like go to your gym tomorrow and tell me how many people in there are fit. It might not be that many, right? Unless you go at like a peak time where all the fit people go. But in reality, if you're going to Walmart, you're just going out doing regular tasks, going to the bookstore, going grocery shopping. Like you're not going to see a lot of fit people. It is very rare, guys. All right. So, how did fitness apply to all aspects of my life? Well, fitness increased my discipline to the next fucking level, right? Because when you got to track your calories, when you got to track your weight, when you got to delay gratification over and over and over again, that's difficult. When you got to bulk and you have to eat, right? You have to eat more food than you want to. Like you're already full. Like after 1 month, yeah, after about 1 month of bulking, you're full every fucking day. You don't want to eat a single calorie. Like you don't want to eat 10 calories. You don't want to eat 100 calories. You're full of shit, right? Because this is the thing: when you're bulking, guys, you're not eating candy and chocolate. All right, you're not eating candy, chocolate. You're not eating, donuts 24/7. When you're bulking, you're eating healthier foods in bulk, right? You're eating more rice, you're eating more potatoes. That stuff is super satiating, right? So you're constantly taking shits and eating a bunch of fucking food because you're just eating so much food, right? You're always full. Now, when you go to the gym, you're strong as shit, but you're always full and you always have to eat. It's pretty difficult to eat when you don't feel like eating. That's bulking. That's discipline. It's also super hard when you get one hunger ping, but it's like, okay, I already hit my calories for the day. I just got to thug it out and go to sleep. That's discipline as well. You got to delay that gratification. But guess what? In the future, when you see the results, you know what I mean? It's gonna give you that. It's gonna give you that like that confidence. You know what I mean? That positivity. Is this book upside down like when LeBron reads books? I hope it's not. But anyways, it really made me understand the delayed gratification and what showing up every day can really do, right? Because the power of the compound effect is what people don't realize, and that's why people fail on their journey. They don't realize that if you just focus on every single day, right, taking it day by day, 6 months later you're gonna be at your goals. Versus if someone's trying to rush their goals, 6 months later they'll be in the same spot. I see it all the time. All right, how your family and friends see you, right? So every time my family visits, they're like, "Oh, it's Muscle Luther or whatever," right? And my friends always ask me for like fitness advice, and they respect me way more now. You know what I mean? Just because I stay in shape, but they also know like if they're going out to eat, they're like, "Oh, we're going out to eat here. Is this cool?" But like, yeah, that's totally fine. Like they're very accommodating and cool about it, and pretty much if I go to see my friends, like if they work out a decent amount or even if they don't work out, they know that when I come through that they're gonna work out. I make all my friends work out when I go to see them. Whether they're in shape or not, they're working out. We killing it. Like that's my favorite activity. You know what I mean? Instead of like going out to drink or going out to party or some shit, it's always going out to work out. All right. So how about dating life? How's dating life before and after fitness? Now, guys, listen. Unfortunately for a lot of you guys have grown up in the 2021 to 2024 dating market, which is where Drake is actually taking people's girls, which is fucking weird. Because back when I got fit, which was like 2017, this is like from 2017. This is when I first started noticing people, complimenting. And I wasn't even that fit because then I got fitter after that, and I got tatted, then I got better haircuts because look how horrible this haircut is. Then I grew a beard. So anyways, like 2017, like 2022 dating was pretty awesome. I pretty much stopped dating in 2022, like just because like it was like the shit was changing. I wanted to focus on business. But anyways, like it was way different because obviously before I got fit, I remember like messaging some chicks or whatever, like finding some chicks on Instagram, like messaging them. Then I had some of them on Snapchat. Then I would like message them like hard eyes and stuff, and they would just leave me on red or be like, ew, literally. And then I remember I got fit, but while I was getting fit, I was in nursing school. So I wasn't posting on Instagram. I wasn't going anywhere. I was going to school, studying, working out, repeating the process. If I wasn't going to clinicals or going to work, you know what I mean? So that's all I was doing. So I remember like 9 months later when I did this photo shoot and I was taking pictures, these chicks that left me on red, I don't think they knew they left me on red. Maybe they deleted the thread, but they were like hard eyeing my story and telling me they want to come see me and like all this crazy shit. And I was like, holy crap, isn't this the same girl that just rejected me and said I was ugly? Like literally, I'm not even kidding. Like they hard eyed my stories. They started hitting me up first, all that shit like after being fit. Because like I said, contrary to popular belief, I know you think you see a lot of fit people on Instagram, but if you think about it, it's the same 100 people, and this world has 7 billion people. So I see the same 100 to 200. I would say I see the same 200 people around the world, like on Instagram, that are fit. That's the only people that I see. I see probably 200 people, and there's 7 billion people in the world. So just think about how crazy that is, right? So yeah, I got hit by a lot of chicks, and over the years, pretty much anytime I dated, it was usually someone hitting me up first, like all the time. And then in the gym, chicks would approach me, ask for my Instagram and things like that. Yeah, shit like that. That shit that didn't happen before I was in shape, obviously, right? And then when I go to when I go to run errands, sometimes chicks will like when I went to Houston, some lady like I was in a rush, right? I went to Walgreens, I was in a rush, but I was wearing a stringer. And somebody just started grabbing my arm and she's like, "Oh my God, what do you do for this? What do you do for this?" She literally came out of nowhere and just started grabbing my arm. I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Anyways, also I remember going to the grocery store. I went to Target after a workout, right? After my Sunday workout. And it was some shit. Yo, it was a baddie. Yo, she was a baddie. I'm not even playing, like 10 out of 10. All right. But I remember she left a note on my car. But anyways, I was leaving and I saw her and she kind of looked at me and I walked inside, right? Because we don't make eye contact. We don't do that. But anyways, so I just went inside and then she wrote a note and then she put on my car and I got back to my car and I thought it was like a ticket. I was like, damn, I got a ticket. What the fuck? But it said, "Oh, I think you're cute. Like, here's my Instagram. You should hit me up," or some shit like that. And then she like put her Instagram there or whatever. Yeah, she was a baddie, yo. She was a baddie. But anyways, that's just some experiences that I've had that I did not have before I got fit, guys. I'm not saying do like get fit for validation. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like people are going to see you differently because at the end of the day, I know people think like fitness is genetic and they fucking hate fit people and they hate Brandon Carter and they hate all these other people. But in reality, Brandon Carter is very disciplined. Fit people are very disciplined, right? At the end of the day, like a lot of people can't do a lot of the stuff they do because like here's the thing: I had to be fit while working 12-hour shifts. I had to be fit while working 16-hour shifts during COVID. I had to be fit during all that stuff. But all fitness is just prioritizing your health. That's what it really is. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna work this long shift, but I'm gonna adjust my entire schedule so I'm still in the best health I could possibly be in. Versus somebody else is like, damn, this shift is kicking my ass. In order to relieve stress, let me drink like a motherfucker, right? So it's really just changing your priorities and what you prioritize because some people prioritize fashion, they're gonna have nicer clothes than you, right? Some people prioritize flexing, so they're gonna have nicer cars than you, right? Some people prioritize how others see them, so they'll have nice fashion and nice cars, right? But they might be in severe debt. Some people only want status in certain areas, so they'll prioritize that. They might be broke, but they have status. You know what I mean? Some people prioritize their health, so they're gonna be fit. Like I said, it's what you prioritize at the end of the day. All right. So yeah, I just told you guys that story. But yeah, the coolest thing about it is like when I'm in the gym, a lot of people ask me, ask me for fitness advice, which is awesome because I really enjoy giving advice. And yeah, like I said, being lean is super rare, especially without steroids, right? It's like impossible to be like in real life. If you see someone who's like lean or shredded or big, they're a lot of times they're on steroids. So when you see someone who's not on steroids, it's like super fucking rare. Now, if you live in like a college town, there's gonna be more. I just mean like in a regular town, like go to the regular gym, go to the regular grocery store, and yeah, you might see 10 people, but how many people did you see overall? You might have seen 1,000 people, and 10 of them were fit. You know what I mean? So that's like 1%. All right, we're not gonna get into work interactions, right? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so at work, I remember I was doing agency work during COVID, right? And yeah, I was doing agency work during COVID. I made a video on this. I don't know where it is. It was about like body game or whatever, right? Because people were talking about body game. I gotta find that video so I can release it. But anyways, I was at work, right? Okay. As a nurse, and I was just pushing the cart, and like the sun hit because there was like a part of the nursing home with like there's like a sunroof or whatever. A part of the nursing home had like the sun, so like the sun hit me, and I was looking swole, obviously. And I remember the charge nurse was like, "Oh my God, who is this sexy ass piece of chocolate?" And I was like, like I've never had someone say an Instagram comment to me out loud like that, unless I smashed them first. But anyways, I never had someone like my first interaction with them is them telling me an Instagram comment. So I was just like, what do I say to that shit? You feel me? But anyway, she was super nice and she was all over me. I made her do all the fucking work that day. Like holy shit, yo. Because I was like, because I had way too many patients anyways. But like I had like 26 patients or some shit that I was not supposed to have. So I was like in like three different hallways. So she helped me out a lot that day because she thought I was attractive. Literally that simple, right? And I really needed that help that day because I was a new nursing home for me that specific day. All right. And as far as being an in-person trainer, my first job was at UFIT and I was super skinny. So my shirt like didn't fit right. So my shirt was like super big on me. And I was trying to train people and they're like, I don't want you to train me. I want that guy to train me. And it was like my manager, he was tatted up, he was kind of swole. And I was like, damn, man, one day people are gonna want me to train them, right? I didn't really believe in myself. I'm not gonna lie. I just said that, but I was like, it's not gonna fucking happen. I'm getting cooked out here. I was getting cooked. I was training whoever I could train, and people were just like, ugh, why do I have a skinny trainer? Like nobody looked at me, yo. Like I was just like a fly on the wall, basically. Then I remember I went to 24 Hour Fitness, but this was 10 months later. So UFit was like February, this was like November, and by the time it was that time, I ate a lot of fucking food the whole year. So I bulked up. Like I did a 6 month bulk, and I probably gained like 40 pounds. A lot of it was fat, so I had to cut down. So I cut down like 10 pounds, and then I was like 205 ish, 200 205 by the time I got to 24 hour. And yeah, I was pretty swole. So everyone was like, "Hey man, how do you get like this? How do you get like that?" And I became the top salesman because I was the biggest dude there. Well, not the biggest dude there, but I was pretty aesthetic. I got a lot of respect, and then like the chicks over there, like yeah, chicks were all over me and shit. It was pretty cool experience. All right, one of my favorite things, right? Besides, of course, in person training, training online, I've been able to influence way more people than I ever thought even possible, and I'm still doing that, and it's pretty awesome, honestly, because like people I would never meet before, like I remember there was some lady in France, there was someone in the UK, there was a lot of people in the UK actually. There was some people in Africa. Like I've actually like trained these people. I would never meet them in real life, right? Because they're so far away, and we have way different lives. So even if I visited that country, I probably still wouldn't bump into them, right? But because of social media and the power of that, I've been able to influence them and like help them get to their goals, which is crazy to me, crazy. And I've also been able to help a lot of people get off blood pressure medications, get off high cholesterol medications, lower their A1C, reverse diabetes. So it's been awesome. Type 2 diabetes, not type 1, guys. All right. And yeah, it's one of the best feelings in the world when you're able to do that. So I'm honestly blessed. And yeah, of course, fitness changed my life, but I think a lot of the changes by like when you guys respond to these videos, it's very to me it's insane because I'm like, holy shit, someone watched at least 1 minute of this video and like commented like that. To me, that's amazing because first of all, YouTube, you have to yap a lot, right? And I have a lot of yapping to do, but I never thought anyone would listen. So it's been amazing that people have listened and really like taken that advice. It's been amazing to be able to influence people. So yeah, and yeah, fitness is so much more than improving your physique, guys. We often think of fitness as physical, but a lot of it's mental. Showing up is mental. Showing up when it's raining outside, it's monsooning outside, it's hailing outside, it's snowing outside. That's mental. That is not physical. All right. Not pressing that snooze button, that's mental. So you're gonna learn to delay gratification and also be way more, consistent in all aspects of your life. So I hope this video helped. The link to the Discord is in the bio, guys. One-on-one coaching link will also be in the bio. Have a blessed day.